I'm gonna show y'all probably my all-time favorite smoky cream of mushroom soup that I just fell in love with when I was down in Florida visiting this restaurant. You can smoke your portobello a couple of different ways. You can do it on a grill over an open fire with wood, using wood to give it that wonderful smoky flavor, or you can do the way that I opted to do mine, which is a real shortcut. And I have just taken my whole portobello and I coated it in a little olive oil, just rubbing like that. And to that, I'm gonna add just a little liquid smoke. And I mean very small amount of liquid smoke. But that's gonna give it the flavor that the wood would have given you had we done it outside. And I'm just gonna put these in a dish, sprinkle them with a little bit more olive oil, and then I'm gonna just roast them off in the oven, and I've got my smoked portobello. And this is what they'll look like. All right, so the recipe is 4 regular portobellos and 4 that's been smoked. And now I'm just gonna rough chop this portobello and add it to the others. So this will give me 4 natural portobellos. There we go. And I'm gonna do the same thing to these mushrooms, just gonna rough chop them. Look at the texture. Okay, so I've got a 1/2 cup of onions that have been sauteed off in a little olive oil. And now I'm gonna take our mushrooms and throw them in here with our onions. And I'm gonna use 1½ teaspoons of fresh minced garlic. Okay, so we're just gonna saute that off just for a minute. All right, now I have 1/4 cup of wine that I'm gonna pour over those mushrooms. And in goes our 8 cups of chicken stock. I'm gonna let it come to a boil, put a lid on it, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Now, we don't have 20 minutes, so I have a pot that's already ready, that's cooked the 20 minutes, so I'm gonna just switch that out because I want y'all to see how this looks. The mushrooms have shrunk. I'm gonna take my little whipper dipper machine and I'm gonna insert it into the soup and I'm gonna puree those mushrooms, onions, and garlic. Sounds like I'm cutting the hedge, doesn't it? Well, I just pure like that, y'all. Now, what I'm gonna do next is make a white roux for our cream of mushroom soup. I'm gonna use a stick of butter and a 1/2 cup of flour. And when I say a white roux, that means I'm not gonna let that flour brown. I'm just gonna incorporate the butter and the flour together. All right, now our butter's melted, and I'm gonna add our flour, and that's a 1/2 cup. Okay, you'll wanna make sure that while you're preparing your roux, that you mash out any lumps that might be in there, because we don't want our soup to be lumpy. We want it to be very smooth. All right. So I'm gonna add our roux to our mushroom mixture. And that stick of butter is not going to do one thing to hurt the flavor of this soup. Now I'm going to add our 1 quart of heavy cream to this, and I'm going to let it cook for about 20 more minutes. Oh, that's looking mighty fine. All right. We're getting very, very close. And when we come back, this beautiful soup should be ready to sample. Welcome back, y'all. This smoky cream of mushroom soup is, I think, just perfect. So let's come on down here and taste that cream of mushroom soup. I want to show you how this was served. All right, let's see. I think I can just pour that without making a mess. Now you can serve this in one big serving bowl, or you can put it in individual serving bowls. The way this was presented to us was a little dollop of sour cream in the center, sprinkled with onions, the green onion tops, a few croutons, and crumbled bacon. Look how good that looks. And of course, if you're not a big meat eater, you can certainly do away with the bacon. That's truly optional, but you know, in Paula world, if it's an option and involves bacon, you know that I'm going to use it. Delicious, y'all. Hard to believe that just last weekend I was down in Florida eating this.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.